A landmark Supreme Court decision today is sparking questions about the future of America's elections. In a 6-3 decision, the High Court struck down the congressional election map in Louisiana, changing how the Voting Rights Act works. Justices ruled states only break the law if they intentionally discriminate based on race. Lower courts previously ordered Louisiana to create a second majority black district. The Supreme Court says that order was unconstitutional. The NAACP called the ruling a, quote, devastating blow. Joining us now to discuss the potential impact of this ruling is constitutional law attorney Jeff Lewis. Thank you, Jeff, for joining us today to try to sort all this out.
Thanks for having me.
So the Supreme Court sharply limits the use of race in redistricting. What does that mean going forward for the Voting Rights Act and for states?
Well, in the past, if someone wanted to challenge the way districts were drawn, all they had to prove was that there was an effect of diluting a black voter's voting power in the new map. And what this decision today says is that going forward, that's not enough. Instead, a plaintiff has to prove that a state legislature intended to use race to discriminate against a racial group and deny them the right to vote. It's a very hard burden to meet.
We're all looking at the midterms. What's the time frame of this? What does it affect?
For Louisiana, you could expect that they're going to try to hurry up and redraw their map. But outside of Louisiana, I don't think there's enough time for other states to redraw their maps. But look for the presidential election in 2028 to have a lot of new maps from many states.
How about California? What do you expect?
I wouldn't expect much in the way of California for the midterm election. For the presidential election, because the Supreme Court has basically said that partisan map making, meaning saying you drew a map to benefit Democrats or Republicans, is an accepted practice, I do not expect to see much of a change in California going forward.
And does it, as a dissenting judge said, rule Section 2 all but a dead letter? What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, the majority explains how, in theory, a Voting Rights Act claim could be made, but in practice, as the dissent points out, you're not going to see very many successful Voting Rights Act claims in the future.
What was your reaction when you heard, when it came down today? Your thoughts in general on this?
Well, you know, many people expected the Voting Rights Act to be eliminated completely, so that did not happen. So I was relieved in that respect. And the other thing I want to point out is there's many people who are talking about the dramatic impact of this law. It is only impactful in the area of districting, map drawing. It's not impactful outside of that. So, for example, conditions to vote, qualifications to be elected, mail-in balloting, that kind of thing.
All right. Constitutional law attorney Jeff Lewis, thank you for joining us today. And between now and that presidential election of 2028 that you pointed out, we'll be talking a lot. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.